Hey there, hopefully this is going to be a relatively quick tutorial, but I'm just going to show you quickly how to order your cards to get them printed and shipped to you. So first things first, you're going to want to hop in the Discord because we have a link down here in our official member space. It's going to be under the approved members category towards the bottom of the server. You'll find the trading cards thread, and at the very top, ignore this first message. The design request form is moot, it's non-existent anymore, and we already have a design for you, so you can ignore that. But underneath that, we have steps that walk you through very, very individually, step-by-step, how to order the cards. It is pretty simple. It does look more complicated than it is, so that's why I'm recording the video. So the very first step is go to gotprint.com, and you're going to look for the collector's cards, or if you follow this link, it'll take you straight there to the exact product that we use. It's a 2.5 by 3.5 card. It's pretty standard. You're going to switch it to vertical. And then for the paper, we always go for 14-point gloss. For color, obviously full color both sides. Quantity is up to you. I will say the more you get, it gets exponentially cheaper. For 100, it's $21 before shipping. For 500, it's $39.38. And for twice that amount, for 1,000, it's only $53. So $21 for 100 versus for 10 times that amount of cards, it's only a little over twice the amount of money. Definitely the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. But I'm gonna go for $250 here. Rounded corners, keep that as none. We want our nice sharp corners there. High gloss UV coating on both sides is just fine. Up to you if you want to rush or not. As far as the shipping, just put in your postal code and you'll get an estimate for what the shipping is going to cost depending on the method you choose. This is the fun part. You get to upload your trading card designs. So here's the front card for my new latest WOM card. We're going to let that load for a second because sometimes it takes a minute. All right, now the design has officially loaded in. You can see it's pretty large. It will let you mess around with moving it around, but don't do that. All you want to do is click on center and fit. And it's going to automatically snap in place to the exact size it needs to be. Now, if you were to zoom in here, you can see the red border cuts off where the border on our card design cuts off and layers itself. We've designed in a bleed room for where the machine actually cuts. It's going to cut on that red line, but it could go as far inwards as that blue line. So we make sure not to put any important information or text beyond that blue line. But that's essentially what that is. It looks good, so I'm going to hit continue, and now I'm going to upload the back of the card. So we're going to go on here. We're going to choose the back of our design. You can sort of see that border that I'm talking about around the edge there, especially along the top. That's where the red line should line up in your preview. So let's let this one load and be back in a second. All right, so the back of my card has loaded in. Again, you can see it's huge, but we're just going to simply click on center and fit, and it'll snap in place. And that red line, you can sort of see it along the top there, aligns perfectly with our border, so we know it should print just fine. But just in case, we're going to click on View Proofs, and now they should load in. Again, might take a second, but once they're loaded, this is where we get to confirm our design, essentially. Let them know and sign off on it. It's kind of a cool process. All right, so they just both loaded in and we can see what they look like. Now it'll give you an option to view them trimmed. So this is once the machine has cut them, and you'll see the border cuts off at that red line, and that's exactly where we've added the bleed room in. You can see why we've added it in, just in case it cuts outside that red line. We don't want any white showing. We want the design to continue and for it to kind of bleed into the actual design, but it can cut as far in as that blue line. So again, we don't want any of that text showing outside the blue line, and they look good. So we're going to continue from here to our payment. But first we have to click on this checkbox, which is an approval of our design, and that's essentially how you sign it, and you're good to go. You can review the product details and information, make sure it's full color, it's vertical, it's 14-point gloss, the quantity is correct, and then you should be good to go. So yeah, with my shipping and where I'm located, the 250 cards is going to cost about $34.